It is race 3 of the State New Zealand Ocean Swim Series, the Capital Classic. At the front of the men's race, it is Kane Radford and George O'Brien. This is the battle for third, Casey Glover, and our first female, the very good Australian, in Melissa Gorman.
It's a little bit of comfort for these elite swimmers knowing they're more than halfway around the course now. And now head for the fountain, which is on this morning in Oriental Bay. And Radford now completely lost his swim cap, so might be bothering him a little bit with the hair flying around the face, but he looks like to be well into his work at the moment. But he has got a little bit to catch up on. George O'Brien now taking 5 metres out of him, and Radford's not going to want to let that go.
Remarkable to think, just 20 years of age, George O'Brien, and he won the Waikiki rough water swim in Honolulu, one of the more prestigious swims in open water swimming around the world, and a bronze medal at the 2010 Australian Open Water Swimming Championships.
Great to see these Australian swimmers making the trip over to New Zealand to take part in the State Ocean Swim Series. At only 20 years of age, a huge future, and a lot of these top open water swimmers around the world well into their late 20s and still swimming very, very fast.
What excites me about George O'Brien is that he's got a very good pull time over 400 metres, and it's important early on in their career they develop that speed, and as they progress through their career they naturally tend to slow down. They develop the strength endurance side of it, and it is a natural progression into open water 10k swimming, and he is doing a very good job because, Scott, this is the first time today George O'Brien has swum in a wetsuit.
That's right. I mean, I think he got the advice from the Blue 70 team and got a really great suit with a heap of flexibility, but it is different. It is more buoyant, keeping him much higher in the water, but obviously not a hindrance to his stroke with a 10-metre lead he currently holds over Kane Radford.
He's got the responsibility, though, George O'Brien, of making sure he navigates his way around this course correctly, because now we start to approach the fountain. It does get a little bit more technical. There is a slight right-hand turn before a hard left-hand turn into Freiburg Beach. But at the moment, doing a good job, lifting the head every 2 to 3 strokes as this crowd begin to look on, waiting for what could be a wonderful finish.
Well, it is a great course, Mark. You can line the whole length of Oriental Parade. With the lighthouse down the end of the parade, they can literally walk alongside these elite swimmers and cheer them on and see them. So it is a unique course here in beautiful Wellington. Approaching
the fountain from here, they have 400 metres. At the moment, it is the Australian O'Brien who has that significant gap. Less than 400 metres to swim, the finish line at Freiburg Beach. It is the Australian George O'Brien who has control over the more fancied, the more favoured Kane Radford.
Well, the crowd building on Freiburg Beach, but I'm not sure if Radford's going to catch this man. This is George O'Brien from Australia. He's lost the cap altogether and just metres to go before those feet hit the sand.
A wonderful swim from this 20-year-old. The first time he's competed in a race of the State New Zealand Ocean Swim Series. The first time he's swum in a wetsuit. And today he will pick up first place. Well done to the Australian, taking out round 3, the State Capital Classic.
A magnificent effort. He'll be very, very happy. But where's Radford? What is Radford doing?
Well, Kane Radford has missed the final turn around the orange marker, 50 metres from the shoreline. He needs to swim back out, go around it, or he will be disqualified.
Well, hey, I'll give it to him. He hasn't thrown in the towel. On he goes, but this is Casey Glover in the white cap. He is going to take second place easy.
Well, I tell you what, we talk about small percentages. He's opened the door. Congratulations, Casey Glover, second place. Now Radford's got to get back out to the turnaround marker and see if he can do it before losing third and fourth.
But look at this, Mark. In the blue cap is Mel Gorman. Melissa Gorman, the winner of the women's race, is right there. Is Radford going to get across the line before Gorman? He does.
And Melissa Gorman, she deserves all the accolades. 4th overall, our first female, and putting her hand up to say, keep an eye on me in London, I could be an Olympic medalist. And now the race for 4th, 5th and 6th amongst the men.
Oh, and there's a limping Stephen Kent. He will be gutted. A previous State King of the Bays winner and 7th today. And this is Stefan Talbot in the number 9 green cap, the winner, the men's winner of the State Paihe Classic last month.
And in the blue cap, this is Emma Robertson. She will be second in the female race today. She is a very good swimmer out of the Capital Swim Club. She was a Commonwealth Games youth representative in 2011. Outstanding 400 metre, 800 metre swimmer. Tell us about the race. Talk about the start.
The start, we all sort of put on a bit of pace, and it was me and Kane and I out the front there for a while, and we were sort of battling the boats, getting photos, and it got a bit choppy around the lighthouse. But yeah, I sort of turned it on around the lighthouse and managed to put a bit on him, but it ended up being a bit close, but I think he might have missed a buoy, and he had to go back. That's why he got third.
I really just tried to stick with the boys for as long as I could at the start. Held on to George and Kane for probably about the first kilometre, I would say, and then they really started to pull away, and I just settled into my own pace.
Well, Kane Radford, a bit of an upset today. He ended up finishing in third place. Tell us about the race.
Yeah, you know, not too happy with it, but I guess you got to learn from all these experiences, you know. It was really good, just sat behind George most of the race. Me and him traded places, and then he just had more to give at the end. And then I happened to miss the buoy towards the end, which was my bad, so I had to go back out and round it.
And confirming the men's results, it was George O'Brien in a time of 37 minutes and 12 seconds. Casey Glover a breakthrough swim in second, and Kane Radford ended up finishing in third. Well done to him for going back out and finishing around the marker.
And a comfortable win by the Olympian Melissa Gorman in 39.10, followed by the best of the Kiwis Emma Robinson in just over 41 minutes. And the ever-consistent Brenda Russell rounds out the top three in 41 minutes and 19 seconds.
And more than 700 competitors completing the 3.3k journey. And great to see athletes of all different abilities and levels managing that smile on their face. And the State New Zealand Ocean Swim Series is very much about family. 3 generations of the Robbers family on the start line today for the Capital Classic. Which one of you three was the catalyst for this madness?
Have to be Simone. She's the one that keeps us going every time. Yeah, but we all enjoy doing it though.
And Simone, what is so appealing about open water swimming?
Oh, just the challenge. It's always a bit hairy out in Wellington, so yeah, but it's really achievable and great event. So, yeah.
And what about you, Marseille, following in the footsteps of your mum?
Yeah, this is my first time doing the Ocean Kids, so I'm a bit nervous, but it should be quite fun.
Marseille Robbers, one of many kids taking part in the Ocean Kids, one aspect of the State New Zealand Ocean Swim Series which continues to grow in popularity. It's all about educating kids about safety in the water. And just like the pros, they're off. And many of them mimicking some of the lessons that they were given by Kane Radford before the start of this event. Next up, it was the Give It A Go 300 featuring radio and television personality Kerry Woodham, who was somewhat apprehensive with what had to come. Alongside of her was 2 members of the Hurricanes, Jeff Allen and Jason Eaton. And they are underway in the Give It A Go 300, and good to see Jason Eaton there, just allowing the kids and the women to go first, not taking it too serious, not being too gladiatorial. But the first of the Hurricanes across the line will be Jeff Allen, the big man, and how tough is he doing it, upstaged by some of the youngsters. And Jeff will be putting a stopwatch on to see what the gap is back to his fellow teammate Jason Eaton, who crosses the line and narrowly ahead of radio and television personality Kerry Woodham. And her face says it all. It was a tough little 300-metre swim for her, but she is looking to build on this as we head to race 4, Le Grand Swim in Akaroa.
Yeah, it's very tough. I don't think I've swum 300 metres for a long time, so she's a big effort. I'm glad I've finished it.
Well, congratulations. And Kerry Woodham, talk us through that. How was it?
I saw Jason when I went to take a breath and I thought, I'd love to beat him. And then he's ahead of me. But it's as tough as I thought it would be.
Always so positive, Kerry Woodham, and a wonderful inspiration, just showing what can be done if you put your mind to it. And this is Jim Cornish, the oldest competitor competing today, 82 years of age. Fantastic. Now, if you're inspired by what you see, upcoming events in the State New Zealand Ocean Swim Series, Sunday the 19th of February, Le Grand Swim in Akaroa, and then we move to Tauranga, Mount Maunganui for the Santa Surf, and the series culminates with the King of the Bays, the oldest race in the series, Saturday the 31st of March. Well, congratulations to the people of Wellington for turning out in their thousands and welcoming home almost 1,000 swimmers in race 3 of the State New Zealand Ocean Swim Series, the Capital Classic. What is it with the Aussies in Olympic gear coming to Wellington and stealing from us? It was George O'Brien taking the men's title, and congratulations to Melissa Gorman in winning the women's. From here, we move to Akaroa for a new swim called Le Grand Swim. We look forward to having your company in February.